Yellow. Good morning or good afternoon or whatever you want to call it. I want to look at my writings again, my recovery writings. May 21st, but I'm not sure the year, but it's a good one. It really is. I believe it would be Psalms chapter 121 verses 7 and 8. This is out of the 12 Stepping with Strength from the Psalms series that I wrote. It's got to be probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I do need to warn you, though. I would use caution when you listen to my posts because these are life-changing. These are life-transforming. These will certainly change your life because they certainly changed mine and they've changed other people's lives. So just keep that in mind if you want to continue to listen. I hope you do. And let's let it ride. Let's see what it says here. The Lord keeps you from all harm and watches over your life. The Lord keeps watch over you as you come and go, now and forever. And I wrote that, and that's out of God's big book. I call the Bible God's big book. And AA and NA, they have a thing called the big book. Well, I live my life according to God's big book. It's the most important book you will ever read. Step 2 says, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Now, remember, all that I'm reading to you, it's not only life transforming, but it's truth. It's fact. Okay, remember that. This is not something that I'm making up. Okay. What I wrote is God, the one and only who cares about your life, creator of heaven and earth and everything else in the universe, including you, loves you so much. God refers to you as my son or daughter, and he wrote a 2,000-page plus instruction book on how to survive life on earth, God's big book. He sent his only son, Jesus Christ, to earth to born like us, to teach us how to love God and people. He lived an innocent life and was murdered on a wooden cross for us all, so sin, and I put in parentheses, addiction, will no longer have power over us. He had to die so we could be forgiven for the wrong we have done, and so his unseen spirit, in parentheses, the Holy Spirit, could be sent to help us live life. If you believe, invite, and accept him as your higher power, Jesus Christ. His unseen spirit will enter your heart and destroy the chains of addiction that hold you hostage. Over time, through the help of that spirit, you will learn how to feel and live again. God's big book will become a part of your daily living as well as prayer. As time progresses, your heart eventually will be filled with a peace that transcends all understanding, and in the hard moments that will come, you will have an overwhelming joy that will carry you through. Proverbs 4:23, we're going to round it up with this. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life, God's big book. I'll tell you what, impressive. That's definitely impressive. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm just amazed at where my life was and where my life is now and where my life was at the time I wrote this. Like I said, this word is 100% true. This word is 100%, you can count on it. There's no doubt about it. Faith is believing in what you can't see, okay? But it's there, like wind. Wind is there, you know it's there, but you can't see it. And you just got to have the faith to believe that God is going to do exactly what he says he does. And you got to take it from folks like myself, testimonies, people who have lived it, people who have been there in the pit, been in there in the gates of hell, have been to the bottom, and God has pulled us up out of that. But see, you got to be willing to want to get out of that. You know, he's not going to force you. It's a free will gift. It's a free will offering, so to speak. You know, you have free will. And we're the only of all of his creatures that have that ability to make a free will choice of whether or not we want to turn to him. You know, it mentions at the end here that the issues of life flow from the heart. And I think a lot of people, especially in the recovery realm or the recovery sphere, focus on the mind, focus on mental illness. They label things that they don't understand. But mental illness is addiction. Mental illness is a byproduct of a broken heart. It all comes from the heart. I mean, you can't get any clearer than that. With all diligence, keep your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. So, we don't walk around, depressed saying I got a broken head. We walk around saying my heart is broken, right? How many songs do you hear about a broken heart, but you don't hear songs about a broken head? So why are we trying to fix the head? I always say fix the heart, and the head will follow. And an empty heart, a heart without Jesus, is broken. Is a heart in rebellion. It is a heart that's hurting. And if the issues of life flow from the heart, and that heart is broken, then what is that going to give you? That's going to give you a broken life, right? Think about that, right? You're living a broken life. Only Christ can fix the heart. Only Christ can make right the things that you've made wrong in life. And unfortunately, along with those things that you've done wrong in life, come guilt, come shame, come fear, come regret, come doubt, come all those evil little things that weigh you down. And eventually, with a broken heart will come a body that's physically broken. A broken and contrite heart, who can withstand? I believe the good book teaches us. God's big book teaches us. I believe that recovery is not just for people who struggle with drugs and alcohol. I believe recovery should be for, well, not the recovery, let's say deliverance. I think deliverance is a better word, because you don't want to recover the old. You want something new, right? That's why I think NA and AA and all of these recovery groups have the right idea. I believe Bill W. had the right direction when he wrote the 12 steps, but I really feel like somewhere along the lines we changed the formula now, and we've removed God from the equation. And I don't think it's as successful it is. Now you have people who are sober, but they're still miserable, they're still broken, they still have character defects, they still have depression, they still have anxiety, they still have worry, they still have anger, because they've taken God out of the equation. Only God can fix a broken heart. Only God can fill an empty heart. Only God can fix a broken life. Only God can fill a broken life with happiness. God can remove all the fear, pain, and rejection and replace it with peace, love, and joy. But if you take God out of the equation, then your heart's going to remain broken. You may be sober. They call them dry drunks, is what they call them. That's the term when somebody's a dry drunk. Somebody's sober, but they still have all those character defects where they're angry at the world and they're worried all the time and they're full of fear. You know what? That stuff is stinks. It really does. My life was riddled with that for a long time, and then I took man's way of solving things by self-medicating. That's what happens. You're depressed, go have a drink. If you're worried about something, go drink. If you want to go relax, have a drink. And the funny thing is alcohol and drugs have the opposite effect of what the world's telling you. They have the exact opposite. You want to feel good, go have a drink. You want to go feel good and have a party with your friends, go have a drink. Guess what? Alcohol's a depressant. Hello? Well, how could you be having a good time if you're guzzling a depressant? Think about that. Does that make any sense? And it all stems from the heart. It all stems from a broken heart. Really think about that. Think about your heart. Think about your life situation. Think about the condition you're in right now. Like I said, these words are life transforming, no doubt about it. But see, you have to be willing to believe it and to receive it. And to step 1 and step 2 and step 3 it. You like that? 1, 2, and 3 it. Step 1, 2, and 3 it. If you're not an avid follower of the Lord, if you don't know Jesus Christ, and if you're looking around at your life and everything around you fills you with fear and fills you with worry and fills you with anxiety, and all of your personal relationships are broken, and you're self-medicating, and you can't control yourself with temptations in your life, and you just can't make any good choices, and you continue to make mistakes, and you continue to run into walls and hit dead ends, then guess what? Your heart is broken, and there's no way around it. It needs to be fixed, and Jesus Christ is the only one that can fix it. You have to, on your part, stop listening to the world, stop listening to the world's ways, and stop listening to the enemy of your soul's lies, and start listening to people like me, people that God has brought into your life that are trying to tell you there is a different way. I know the way. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. You have to quietly, I'm not telling you go to a church or anything like that. What I'm telling you, in your brokenness, in your quiet time, when you catch a minute, I want you to say, Jesus Christ, come into my heart and my life. Forgive me of my sins and change me. And I guarantee you, He will fix that broken heart. Be encouraged today. Talk to you soon.